Joe in New York, you're on the air with Bob Chapman. Go ahead.
Hey, Alex and Bob, thanks for all you do. I just want to tell you about something I found out about yesterday. This guy I work with, I keep giving him DVDs, we keep talking, but he told me yesterday he's got two cousins. One of them lives here in Rochester, New York. The other one's out in California. The guy in Rochester, New York was out in California for 2 weeks training for this company. It's called CBSV. And he said they're looking for some people, you know, they want to recruit these people to work for them. So he goes, give him a call. So I called the guy. CBSV stands for Consent-Based Social Security Number Verification. He said it was supposed to go, and they've been working on this since back January 2008. It's going to take effect next month. He said that the website's not up and running yet, but it will be in a month. And he said, you know, he's got my number. He took it off his cell phone. And he said that if you want some information right now, you can Google red flag rules or red flag compliance. And it's called CBSV, Consent-Based Social Security Number Verification. It's going to be all used in every bank and every hospital is going to have this. And just want to get your take. You know, I'm just trying to find out more about it.
Yeah, for those that don't know, I know I'm aware of it. I'm glad you brought it up. They're federalizing forcibly all health care. They are federalizing all the major corporations. The Federal Reserve is taking them over forcibly. They're using their regulatory power to grab healthy banks, insurance companies, credit unions, and feed it into the gaping mouth of this system. And yes, they're federalizing all the health care, everything, all the data, everything you do. Point of transaction will be run through the feds. And Homeland Security has said, if you're not in good favor with them, you're not going to be allowed to have a job. If you have bad credit, you're going to be on a no-fly list. They're now saying if you're on a no-fly list, you won't be able to own a firearm. And they're going to expand that to tens of millions, not just millions of Americans. And so this is the new control grid where they have these warrantless Kafkaesque or 1984 list. People always ask about red and blue lists, and those are real. But they also have this harassment list. This list of where you're persona non grata and can't travel, can't live, can't eat. And so then you're homeless, then you're not allowed to be homeless. They take you to the camp. I told people that over a decade ago. Now in California and Hawaii, they don't let you be homeless. They take you to a camp. So Bob Chapman, your take on that?
It's absolutely unbelievable, but it's happening. And you're going to see more and more and more of this. It's just the government takeover of the people and the loss of freedom that's involved. And all we can do is what we can do. But, Alex, you know, your program is bringing all this information out to public, and at least people can be aware of it and know what's going on.
Well, for those that are just tuning in for the first time, this is classical tyranny with a high-tech interweaving or overlay, and they attack us all incrementally. They attack us individually. And we've been trained not to know our neighbors, not to get involved, not to help, to all be isolated. And it's because we're isolated, they're able to do this. We have to first stand up and say, I'm mad, I'm angry, you're criminals, we're going to expose you, we're saying no, and get on the offensive and call for their audit, their arrest, instead of just laying here while they do that. Thank you, Joe. Bill in Florida, you're on the air with Bob Chapman, the internationalforecaster.com.
Yes, well, first, Alex, I wanted to tell you thank you for everything you're doing out here. I subscribe to your PrisonPlanetTV.com. I also picked up your Obama Deception and your Aaron Russo.
God bless you. We couldn't operate without people like you.
I also have a problem, of course, with waking up my family. It's like a joke. And the other thing I wanted to say, I speak out. I post videos all the time speaking out, and I promote your stuff as well. And I had a question on the food. Do you really think gold's going to be any good if they use food as a weapon against people?
Well, look, I've always said I believe gold's a good investment. It has intrinsic industrial value and barter value for 6,000 years. And also, we got to fund this operation, so I promote it. I mean, I only promote things I believe in. So it's a win-win-win. And I believe in gold and silver, and people that invested in it have made 3-4 times their investment when all other investments aren't doing well. I know big banks and brokerage firms and insurance companies are quietly moving into gold and silver. I know the elites hoard gold and silver. But no, I'm not saying just gold and silver. I'm saying have storable food, number one, water filters, Second Amendment. Then if you have discretionary other assets, put a portion of it in gold and silver. and not even as an investment, but as an insurance policy. I've always said invest in it because it can't be fully reduced overnight. People say, well, then they could come and forcibly confiscate it. They could come take you and take you to a gulag, too. That's the whole point, is we're doing whatever we can to be independent, to be in their system but out of their system, to be in Babylon but not of Babylon. Look, Bob Chapman, you want to explain this to him?
You only can do what you can do. You lay the groundwork. You get the food, the filter, the weapons, and extra money goes into gold and silver coins. If you want to speculate, you can buy the stocks as well. It all depends on how much money you've got. And that's the starting point. But there's some people that can't do anything because they don't have the money to do it. Well, you just do what you can do. But government can do anything it wants. The longer they wait, the better it is for us. And the reason why is we're informing more people. Hopefully we can get legislation passed on the Fed. Hopefully that'll be followed by legislation on the elimination of free trade and the implementation of tariffs on goods and services. We're gaining time here. They're gaining time, too, to do the things that they want to do. But
yeah, they want this, exactly. They want this financial straitjacket on us so they can then use finance to control us with just a backup of paramilitary force. That's why we've got to scream bloody murder now, because they don't have their grid in place, do they, Bob?
No, they don't. And they're afraid, as we hark back to the meeting of the Bilderbergers in Greece recently, and they said, we're losing control. We got to fold this thing in soon. Because, or try again later, because the people know too much. It hasn't worked out the way we wanted. Iraq was an absolute disaster for them, and they've said that themselves. Brzezinski said that a couple of years ago, if not longer. And so we got a good shot at this, but you got to be prepared. So if you have the funds, get the fundamentals and get them in place. And people who have more money, who have questions that need answered, all they have to do is email me, and I'll answer their questions. It doesn't cost them anything.
In fact, speaking of that, the internationalforecaster.com to get a free e-copy. And, Bob, do you have that toll-free number? Because I know Midas Resources is offering a free hard copy of the latest issue for anybody that wants to call.
That's correct. They are, and they always are. That number is 877-479-8178. That's toll free 877-479-8178.
All right, briefly, caller, did that answer your question?
Yes, it did, and I thank you.
God bless you. Bob Chapman, we'll see you next Friday, God willing. And
you better believe it.
All right, you're the best. Bob Chapman, take care, my friend.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Our websites are Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.tv. And I want to thank that caller earlier who's a PrisonPlanet.tv member. That's how you watch us live here each day. I'm going to come back and play this Ron Paul clip on the other side. Stay with us.